Hi, this is Tim Halloran. I'm doing day number 9 of the 90-day video challenge. Woke up really early this morning, too early, and just lay awake for quite some time. And I was just watching in my mind, jumping from one thing to the next. And something came up from my past, and I remember it was after my parents had split up, and I was living with my mum, and we lived in quite a large house out in the country, and she'd got a lodger in, and he was coming home from work every night and running a hot bath for himself. And I remember quite clearly thinking, wow, is he running a hot bath every night? And it was crazy sort of thought that the worry about money and using the hot water and the heating, and it obviously got right into my consciousness from my mum, obviously worrying about the money and not having enough, and that this was a big thing, this not having enough. It just went on into my later life and became a scarcity, poverty consciousness, and it was a big part of me, and I really felt it when I was just reliving this moment in this big old house, and it was a big house to heat, for one person on their own. So I can't imagine what the bills would have been like back then, but I obviously did pick up on this because it became part of me as well, and I was almost sort of becoming a bit controlly about it. I didn't say anything about it, but I remember thinking at the time, oh, Mum's gonna not be too keen on that idea, and it seems like a silly thing now, but I can see how that became a big part of my consciousness, and I took that into my life, that it was something about just not having enough, having money worries, and that becoming part of my thinking, and probably my character and my personality later on. Just being a little bit shy about certain things to do with anything, I guess, that was to do with spending, and that became living then. And I think I sort of shook myself away in order not to spend. But digging out these big chunks of your history can have dramatic effects. And I think of this house as the basement of my. I think it was one of Paul McKenna's books, and he talks about going into the basement of your financial thermostat. And when I look back to that house, most of my childhood memories were all based there, and I can wander around the house and relive memories and unlock some major keys to things that have held me back since, in terms of things that I've picked up from obviously that was a perfect example of running the hot water and also having the heating on. That was another thing. Closing the doors, not letting the draft in, and lots of things like that. But it just hit me this morning, and it seemed like a major big piece of the jigsaw. And I'm sure this will resonate with a lot of people if you've got some undiscovered baggage from your history and your past. It's worth looking back and thinking about those early memories, and if you have problems now in your life, look back, and if it's about money, you can use those experiences to help understand your perception on money and why you might have created something in your life and where it might come from. And then by doing that, you can let it go, or you could at least be more aware of it, and that awareness can make a huge difference over, well, the next year or 5 years or whatever it is, just because you're becoming more aware and you can make better choices and better decisions based on that awareness and knowledge. So this is number 9 of the 90-day journey. I'm going to call it a day for there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.